Thank you for watching Afrique Today. My name is Alain Pierre and I'm here today. This is Afrique Today, and you can watch Afrique Today on 4 platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and our website www.afriquetoday.com. Please download Afrique Today app and you will watch Afrique Today everywhere. And you can watch Afrique Today because we decide to create this platform, and we are live now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and 4 platforms. That means Twitter, it can be Facebook. You can also just download the app. And today is a special show, and I have 4 people with me today, and each one will be first. First, I will join to Mary. She's with me. Hello, Mary. How are you?
Welcome, Alian. I'm fine. Nice to meet you again, to be with you and all these great guys here in the studio.
Okay. What we have new here, Mary?
So today we have coronavirus special update. We know that we have the world, the globally have been going through the coronavirus, which become a pandemic disease around the world, and a lot of people are losing their life on a daily basis, and it is still threatening our life as younger generation and as youth. So the Global Emergency Disaster Response Network is a group of youth that from 71 countries that they came together and they start initiative to fight the COVID-19. They are working under umbrella of different non-profit organizations to address the issue of COVID-19 and to fight it and to make a long-term solution. So, for example, if this disaster happen in the future, they can prevent. I have with me here 2 colleagues from the initiative, Dr. Daniel Gibbigan. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you, viewers. Ndewo Ekaro Adeheluna. Thank you.
And we have Mr. Francis Koroma also. Welcome, Francis.
We don't hear you, Francis. We have.
Can't hear you.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello everyone. My name is Francis Koma. I'm from Sierra Leone, but I'm currently here in the US. I'm happy to be part of this platform to discuss, and happy to be member of the Global Emergency Response.
Okay, Mary, before we start this conversation, I would like to know exactly, can you explain me again what is the Global Emergency Disaster Response Network? What is that? Who created that, and how it works?
Yeah, thank you, Elian, for the question. We are youth from different 71 countries around the world. When the coronavirus started, the COVID-19, and the World Health Organization announced the disease has become a pandemic attack, a lot of people have been losing their life, and especially we find out that it's threatened our life as younger generation. We can, as we supposed to be the for the future generation who will be building the world. So it is threatening us as youth, and we have a lot of access to information, a lot of access to resources. We can help our community in different parts of the world. That's why we sit as youth together. We come with the idea, we say, let us put an end to the COVID-19. So we don't, at that time, we came with the idea, and we don't have any organization that we are working under or that are hosting us. And then after that, we find like 6 main organizations to put us under their umbrella to help us and to facilitate for us some of the work that we will be doing. One of these organizations are International Human Rights Commission. We have Team 45 project, and we have the ADDI, the global emergency and something else I forget. Yeah, so
Okay. Okay.
two other 2,000 local organizations that are working in the ground, and our membership is 1,500 youths from around the globe. So we all come together. We came and we had a press release on the 3rd of this month. So we went to the public and we tell them about what we want to do and our mission and vision and goals. And we have just started the initiative, and our goal is to fight the COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I will and I think the panelists is who can answer this question. How do you get a positive response from the people? Maybe doctor can answer this question.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much, and thank you for having us on this your wonderful platform. Just like Mary has said, Mary discussed with a lot of young people in diaspora. By diaspora, I mean in the US here, and those back home on the continent, in Asia, and across the world. And as young people, we deemed it fit that it is time we start to rewrite history. It's time we start to live a better life, or try to take actions that our fathers before now could not take, especially in addressing global issues and addressing global challenges. When the WHO declared that the COVID disease is now officially a pandemic, the onus was on us to put our brains together to create a coalition or a hub of young people who are smart in digital network, who are health personnel like myself, who have organizations who can co-partner with other organizations in either sending relief packages, whether it be medical, or raising awareness or educating vulnerable people. As you are aware, that bulk of people in sub-Sahara Africa, bulk of the people in Asia are not very savvy or not very enlightened to understand the impact of COVID. So we felt that we should join the wonderful people across the world who are raising awareness about the impact of the pandemic, who are doing everything possible. And because we're young people, we know that the social media platforms are wonderful ways to get our voice heard. Not only that, to also share ideas of what we can do. And for now, we've been receiving wonderful results. I'm also part of a team of wonderful people in Europe trying to also create idea. I'm currently developing an app that can help notify general community or general users of that app on how epidemic can spread, areas to locate help, areas to go to when epidemic, either COVID or any other pandemic that will arise when it will come. And these are some of the initiatives we are trying to join. And like Mary said, we're also in partnership with wonderful organizations like ADDI, Africa Diaspora Development Initiative. They are like our mother body. What they do is that we are trying to take inventory of what every vulnerable community needs, especially vulnerable community like Africa. In 1 or 2 weeks from now, we will be sending packages that will include PPE, that's personal protective equipment. It will include first aid emergency kits that will be distributed along the regions where our members are. We are currently recruiting focal contacts. We tentatively have a small warehouse in Senegal, and we have some loyal people, a loyal network in West Africa. In Southern Africa, we have a warehouse in Zambia. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I just want to remind everyone that you're watching Afrique Today and you can watch it live on 4 platforms. And I have here with me the Global Emergency Disaster Response Networking. and we're talking today about how they respond to the network. And I can say we are live now, and if you have any question, send your question on Facebook or on YouTube, and people who are with me now will try to answer those questions. And I will go now to Francis. Francis also with me now, and the question I have to Francis is, Mr. Francis, what do you think about current crisis of COVID-19 in African continent? If you can answer that question.
Hello.
Yes, Francis. Can you answer that question, please?
In regards to the solution.
The question was, what do you think about the current crisis of COVID-19 in Africa continent?
Okay. One thing I think about is like the lack of awareness of people in most communities, and how we can get this message passed, and how we can prevent people from getting getting the disease spreading in Africa. So like right now, me and my team, and also I'm currently working with some youth in Sierra Leone that are like they came up with an initiative wherein they like to pass on the message through music, because music is one of the fastest way people can get the message. And so like for the past 1 week, they work on a song called "Don't Panic," and they already released it today. The song is to sensitize the young people and to pass on the message about the COVID-19. So like they already released the song, and then I do believe like through music and other platforms, we can get people aware of about this disease and get more serious about what is happening. Because like let's see if the disease is spreading in the Western world, what can be done in Africa? You understand? Where Africa don't have access to all the opportunities and all this and all the safeguarding and stuff that is here in the Western world, but the disease is still affecting the Western world. And then also for another thing as well, I'm currently working on another project wherein we're trying to build 10,000 liter water tanks in local in areas in Africa where they can get access to safe drinking water. And also, I already I'm about to partner with the New Jersey Institute of Technology with Ambassador Flore connection, wherein I will be working with a team of technology expertise that will be coming with some innovative solution wherein we can use the salt water, like a solar panel that can transform salt water from salt water to fresh water, so like we can have more access to water and store them in those tanks that we'll be building in Africa. And I think if we have this solution, it will be more like we are more prepared, like because right now everybody is using we all need water for access to do all of our things, and water is more essential for right now, like washing our hands. And imagine for those communities like they don't like for places in Africa where they don't know about this COVID-19, they're up till now they haven't got the message, and the thing is spreading. It's an airborne something, it's a virus. And what if this thing started affecting those communities and the message is not out there through music and through sensitization and outreach and through preventive measures? And I'm so happy for the initiative Dr. Americana is about to do, and it's going to start very soon. And I'm happy to be part of a team of young next generation of global change makers, and because I believe the best way to create the future is to start creating it out. And because in the next 5 to 10 years, like achieving the UN Sustainable Development Goal, the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goal in the next 10 years, and I think now we need to start creating the solution now, and that now is the time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. And I have a question also for Mary. Mary, how do you think, what is the role model, what's role model can you play during this pandemic?
Okay, thank you for the question. As I mentioned, and the point that he said. We use are the future of the world, and we have a lot of work to do to achieve the sustainable development or Agenda 2060 by the AU. So the thing is that we need we need to reach that can secure our life as youth. So we can do a lot of things, like the work that right now we are doing. We have a lot of people in our group members who are doing community education underground. They go and they teach the community there how to be safe, how to fight the COVID-19. They have the simple educational tools that they're using under the ground, or for example, or they're teaching them how to wash their hands with soap, how to use the sensitizer, how to use the mask, like, you know, this like the prevention to fight the disease. And then also youth can collaborate worthwhile. We have a lot of youth here in the diaspora, in the US or different places. We can collaborate with the other youth from different countries to start initiatives, to start a campaign, and we find out what our communities need. The things that they need, we can support them through sending this humanitarian aid back home, or we can work together, because here we have access to information that is not reliable to the youth in Africa or in other continents. So we can work on that together to keep the other updated. We put our plan together, and so we can design about the institutions that we want and how the situation will be in the upcoming, for example, 10 years, to avoid in case there is another pandemic or there is another humanitarian crisis that will come. So we will already be there for that.
Okay, I know you told me last time this organization was created by the former ambassador, African Union ambassador, Dr. Arikana. Is true?
It's not true, actually. As I mentioned earlier, the organization was created through us, but we have other 5 organizations that they agree to host us as a global emergency group. One of these organizations is the...
Okay, before you go ahead and tell me of all of that, who created this organization?
The Global Emergency Disaster Response we created as a youth. It's just a youth initiative. We came together, we create everything. We start reaching out to youth in different countries. The one we know through our networking, through our connection. So we create it by ourselves, and we prepare everything that the world need. We have find people from different parts of the world who have played their role. For example, we find someone from India who have helped us to develop the technology work. Someone from Africa who is doing work underground, and we came together. We brought all these materials together. We create the organization together, and then we went and talked to International Human Rights Commission. We talked to Ambassador Fudai Mansouri. We asked him, we told him, we as youth, we create this organization, and our goal is to fight the COVID-19. So we would like to know if you guys can help us to build the organization. You can host us to just fundraise or and build our work under these organizations. And they agree on that. And also Dr. Daniel, he's the co-founder of Team Project 54. He was one of the members who welcomed us, his organization, to be under his organization. And the other organization, as you mentioned, because a lot of people outside the misconception right now, the ADDI, the Diaspora Development Institute, by Ambassador Arikana. She's the one who found it. And the goal of the organization is to help the people in the diaspora to get connection to the continent and achieve the development in the continent. So she was one of the organizations that agreed to host us under her organization because she worked with youth and she believed that youth have an ability to do more, and she already have a social body created when she was an ambassador to the AU. So she was one of the organizations that are hosting us, but she's not the one who created the global emergency disaster response. So they are just monitoring us and giving and directing us and giving us some guidance to move with the work forward.
Thank you so much, Mary. And I just want to remind everybody who watching Afrique Today now, you watching Afrique Today, and this is a special edition of coronavirus. And most people asking me how to watch Afrique Today. It's very simple. You can just go to www.afriquetoday.com. You can watch this show. We are live. And if you have some question, ask your question right now on Facebook. Mary can answer, or doctor who are here with me also can answer that question, and we will talk today about the coronavirus. And I don't know, doctor, if you can tell me what next now.
Okay, yes, thank you so much. Like Mary said, what next is now how best do we understand what this pandemic is all about? And how do we get the relevant authorities to know areas of interest in developing nation? I'm giving example now in Africa. What are the things Africa would require? As young people, I believe that we are able to pinpoint and say, these are some of the things we require. These are some of the things we found out from some of our friends on ground. I'll give you an example. We found out that as it is, we know fully well that COVID virus has exposed the fact that our healthcare access, our healthcare institutions are not strong enough or are not resilient enough to cope with an infectious disease or a contagious disease. So there's a problem there. So it is important that we inform people that keeping social distance or staying away from sick people or ensuring as much as possible we are not in areas where there are many gatherings or areas where there are reported cases of COVID, staying at home or staying far away from where reported cases are a priority. And because our people over time have not been used to this kind of diseases, we feel as young people, as Africans, that the onus is on us to tell our people that we know our situation in Africa, that even when people come with their two legs, it's not necessary, it's not always common that they go back home with their two legs. Not to talk of diseases that people are still studying, people do not know too well. Not to talk of diseases that every single day we are learning something new. So if the diseases we already know that plague our continent have not been resolved, like malaria, like polio, like diarrhea, beriberi, kwashiorkor, common things that we know bedevil our continent, HIV. These are diseases that we know have not totally been eradicated and are still killing our people. Is it the virus, the COVID-19 that we know very little of, or no healthcare system is prepared for it that we can? So with this knowledge that we have, we're able to now marshal out a messaging, especially for the African continent, that in as much as we're not fully prepared, we have a leeway. Staying at home, staying safe, normal personal hygiene, very, very important. Just washing your hands with water and soap. But again, we know that not every part of developing nation or not every part of Africa have access to clean water or water that can be used. So you can use hand sanitizer to clean your hand. And if that is not possible, please stay at home. While this is going on, we're also calling on, governments, the African Union. This is the time we must tell ourselves the truth. We cannot continue to do the same thing over and over again that has brought us where we are. There's no excuse why basic health care, why hospitals in African nations cannot address an epidemic or a pandemic. There's no excuse, because every year there are budgets that are pushed out or that are passed by every of these government structure for health. So what have you been doing on it? And this also goes to what Mary is saying. The Sustainable Development Goal are sets of goals that world leaders in 2015 agreed will be the framework or the blueprint for us to move from this century to the next century. And in this Sustainable Development Goal, some thematic points were highlighted as structure or basis for which we will evolve. One of them is we must be able to address poverty. Another is that we must be able to address the issue of hunger. We must be able to address the issue of health, which is called well-being. We must be able to address the issue of basic education, just comprehending your environment and knowing how to identify problems to solve your issue. We must be able to take care of our women. We must give importance, or we must give attention to gender rights. We must be able to control and regulate sanitation and water use. We must be able to create renewable clean energy, energy that will not destroy the environment, create pollution for humans, distort natural phenomena. We must be able to create decent jobs. We must ensure that we drive innovation, drive digital innovation, merge technology to be able to help us identify and spot all these pandemic. We must ensure as much as possible we reduce the way we consume things. We must be able to fight climate change, which my organization, Team 54 Project, are doing. We're a registered 501c, not-for-profit based organization here in the United States. We do some work with the UN, UNICEF, and some other organizations across the world. We must be able to have respect for our land. The way we give out land solely to destroy trees, or solely for to build skyscraper, or solely for things that do not help us, must change. We must be able to address the way we handle our water bodies, ocean. We must be able to ensure that we build strong institutions that hold leaders accountable, that also try to drive development. And above all, we must ensure that we have partnership, global partnership with other organizations. We cannot reinvent the wheel. We should look at what is happening globally and then bring it to our own case. So the COVID virus indeed has explored or has exposed the fact that it is time we sit down as Africans. It is time we sit down as human beings. It is time we sit down to ensure that we explore all these thematic points that the Sustainable Development Goal has done. Post-COVID, after this era, the style of governance will have to change. We must ensure as young people now that you are in mechanical engineering, you should be able to create or construct a mechanical ventilator. There's no excuse for you not building a platform to teach people online, because as we are aware, many schools have been closed in Africa, but you cannot just close it indefinitely. So we are also here, or the Global Emergency Disaster Response is the hub of young people that have great ideas on how best we can tackle COVID. COVID can be tackled if we work together, if we start to express the better versions of ourselves, if we speak truth to power, if we work with our government leaders. We're not here to complain and to argue with the government. We're here to tell government that young people in Africa, young people in Asia, young people across the world, our network, we're open to negotiating, we're open to discussing, we're open to identifying challenges in our locality and looking at alternative ways of addressing the issue, why government look for long-term goals of making it better. So I believe that the COVID disease spread or pandemic that is going on will press a reset button for mankind, will help us better know now our true situation. It's now left for us as Africans, it's now left for us as global citizens to ask the question, have we lived right? Are we doing the right thing? It's time for us now to build a new community or a new set of norms that we must follow. Universal health coverage for every single citizen of the world, more than ever before, must be our drive. And these are some of the things that we have to take in cognizance with. We need to enlighten our people more now. People need to be more cleaner. People need to be more aware of what happens in the environment, what is being pumped into your water, what is being pumped into the air. These are things that we need to now, come down to look at, have good regulation, and be our brother's keeper. And that's the premise upon which the Global Emergency Disaster Response was built. A hub that has young people who are thinking out of the box and finding ways to mitigate the impact of COVID, which we know is socio-economical, which we know has environmental impact, which we know will help us better be able to rebuild our respective nations. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Mr. Francis, I just know if you are at work now, I know a lot of people, a lot of African people, a lot of African communities work from home now. What about you? Where are you? What you doing? Are you work from home or how you deal with this disease? We don't hear what you say. Can you check your microphone, please?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, as for me, currently I'm working from home and I'm working with my fellow youth from across the globe, like with some of them and how to come with solutions and other basic needs and how to process come with solutions that we can tackle this disease and also for the sustainable development goal because we're not only thinking about the disease, we're thinking about like what next after the disease, like what can we focus on building. So like I think this is the right time to call on the government and also the let me say the elder people from the diaspora that can support the youth initiative in Africa because I think the youth are the next generation of global leaders and we have a vast range of ideas right now and if they can support the initiative that the youth are bringing up right now in every country across the continent, I think the continent can develop in less than a year or in less than before we reach it, before we accomplish the sustainable development goal or before we accomplish the African Union goal. And I think that's the right thing we need to do right now. And I'm just encouraging all of my youth across the globe and across Africa, especially, like so it's now time to show yourself like what can you do? What can you add in the table? Like what can you put like what kind of solution do you have to discuss? And the government and the stakeholders also have to take up the responsibility, like investing in these people, investing in talent, and also investing in these projects and ideas. Because I think like if they can have at least 5 or 10 projects a year or a month that they can fund, and that is currently part of the development of the country. I think we can develop and move faster with that. And also for my side right now, what I'm doing as a youth and as a global change makers, I'm currently working with my fellow youth out there in Sierra Leone. Like some of them, like I spot out talent and people that are more capable of doing some kind of stuff in Africa, like singing, what we just did, and the music was kind of awesome. Like they did like like a cover, and then I said, man, this song is smart. This song is nice. You guys can pass on this message with this music. And this music can reach out to a wider range of people, like telling people and singing about how people can keep themselves safe from this disease and stay home instead of going out and all the preventive measures. And I think that is one of the most and great projects I've worked on for the past 7 weeks, and I'm happy to be part of it. And also, I'm working with some of my youth out there, like mentoring them, like going some with them with their ideas and asking them what they can do and how we can do it, and how I can help and how I can use my own network or my connection to make things happen for them. And I think that's one of the most engaging things I'll be doing, and also about my project and youth activities here in the UN and in the US and across the globe. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Mary, I want to go to you. I know your organization do have a conference, I think, today, and what the conference was about.
Yeah, today, so as I mentioned earlier, ADDI, Ambassador, which is founded by Ambassador Arikana. She's the one of the organization that we are working under their umbrella as a global emergency disaster response. So she have an initiative. She's a medical doctor by profession and a former ambassador. After she came of the office, she found the organization. So she have a project right now. She wanna establish a COVID-19 emergency response center in Africa. She get some resources. She have some of the projects that she already start working on. Establish a continental COVID-19, and she came today and addressed it in the press conference. And a lot of people from the global emergency disaster response support her initiative, because we see it as she's opening a new door for us for development in the continent, especially. And it's a new way that we are moving from the colonial idea and the ideas that are holding us back, that we always need help from outside. So we are trying to use the reliable resources that we have in our environments, in our countries, and already have a lot of talented people there. We have medical staff. We have some people here in the diaspora who are connected to the continent, and they want to do work there. So she opened that door and called different individuals and different organizations who are interested to use their talent and go back to the continent and help in building the center. So this is what the today's press conference was. And then we find a lot of supporters in the diaspora, especially in the US, and we are working to that project. So updates will be available soon about the project in the website of ADDI. For those who want to donate also and give their contributions, we have, as you know, that the continent, we still have a lot of financials, just lack of support. We have a lot of challenges. The people there, they need masks, they need hand wash, they need a lot of basic stuff to use in the hospitals or in the houses. And as you know, that we started as use, we just use the resources that we have. We don't have funding, we don't have money right now we are using. So we are calling each individual who is interested to donate. They can go to the website also or for ADDI and .org, and they put their contribution there to help us build the Africa that we want and to help us fight the COVID-19.
Thank you so much. And this is the last, we're almost on the end this special show regarding the coronavirus. I just want to remind everyone, I have here the Global Emergency Disaster Response Network. Wow, they do a lot for the community, and if you want to donate, just contact Mary or contact Afrique Today. We will make you in connection with Mary. A lot of people ask me how to watch Afrique Today. Is very simple. You can just go to www.afriquetoday.com and you can watch this show right now live. We are live, and we thank you for Skype, because we are using Skype for this live. We do the distances because we don't want to invite this organization to our studio. Of course, please help this. If you have an idea, if you want to talk about the coronavirus, contact Afrique Today. We're here to communicate with everybody. We can do the show every time, every day for everybody. Then just contact us and we will be very, very happy to have a show with you. Okay, we're almost on the end of this show, and I want to give the word to everyone. I will start to Doctor. Please tell me something. This organization, I see you do a lot of stuff, and I would love this organization to come back here if you have any update for another show. If you have some other speaker who can educate our community more about the coronavirus, because a lot of people, what I know, we receive a lot of information through WhatsApp, through internet. I think people receive more question. They don't have a real answer about this coronavirus. Is why Afrique Today decide begin next week to do a special show. We have a show Thursday. We will receive here on Afrique Today Will Juando, a lot of great people who can speak about this situation. And we if you would like to come back again here on Afrique Today, we will happy
I would love to come anytime you want me to come to
Okay.
explain to our people in simple African language what the coronavirus spread or pandemic is all about, and how it is spreading, why it affects the organ, why people need to have their immune system boosted, why we must eat well, why we must stay in clean environments, why we must have easy access to healthcare, what is important for us to know to keep safe, and how we can help our young people better tailor their minds to finding solutions to global problems while coning down to the peculiarity of our region. Anytime you want us to, we'll gladly come on board to give you content and idea, and to also clarify misinformations that I know is going around. Like, if you take alcohol, it will solve the problem. No, it's not going to solve the problem. If you drink garlic and you eat garlic, that's not so. If it was so, Chinese, we know, have been eating garlic for 1,000 years. How come thousands of them got to die? How come over 100,000 got infected and more? It has nothing to do with that. This is a new kind of virus that we've never seen before. The way it is causing havoc is still very strange to us. What we know is this, that coronavirus can spread via droplets. It can stay on surfaces. Coronavirus is something that targets, the lungs. It destroys your lungs and make your lungs generate water, or make your lungs become inflamed. The inflammation of the lung tissue is what we call the pneumonia that you get to see. In many people that get this disease, they tend to have mild. When I mean mild, for us in Africa, anything mild is serious. Anything that takes you to the hospital is serious. So they tend to have mild symptoms like, what we call our catarrh. They call it here common cold. They also have headache. Sometimes they have weakness. Of recent, we just discovered 3-4 weeks ago that some people can't smell. Some people can't taste things again. Your taste bud, pepper, salt, bitter taste, sour taste, sugary taste, all those taste buds are altered. Some people have also complained that they have diarrhea. Some people have complained that they have some funny headache. Of recent, we just learned that even an animal in the zoo got it. So there's so much things we don't know about this virus. So for anybody coming to tell you wonderful things, well, we have promissory things that we are hearing. But because it is a new virus that we don't know, it is safe for us Africans to avoid becoming a statistics. We've been a statistic all our lives. All our lives. When diseases come from outside and comes into Africa, it becomes permanently our household. So this is a virus we do not need on board. That's why the Global Emergency Disaster Response, in partnership with my organization, Team 54 Project, Africa Diaspora Development Initiative, International Human Rights Commission, and many other local organizations within Africa, outside Africa, in India, in Asia, we're saying that it is time we start to work together to address some of these issues that COVID virus has exposed. Even our style of governance, this is not the time to be beating your citizens who are confused, whose life has been disrupted for no fault of theirs. something happens in Wuhan in China, just one thing happening in Wuhan in China has caused the entire an entire 193 nations to come down to its knees. Airport system has stopped. That means that we need to reset the way we do things. We need to reset the way we tell the truth to our people. We must be honest in everything. We must now start to use resources within our environment judiciously. We must leave a better world for our children, not only our children, their own children, and their friends and their relatives and loved ones and people we share common features with. So I'll gladly love to come on board, to give clinical scenarios and explain some of the challenges that we have and how best we can make things work. And this is why Global Emergency Disaster Network is telling World Health Organization, the UN, African Union, that it is time we now have a council or a committee that all they do is look out for all this epidemic or pandemic. Pandemic meaning that it has gone beyond just one country. It has spread all across the continent. So the only way we can do this is if we have people that are devoted to looking and spotting health epidemics of this kind of magnitude, so that we are able to respond much better to it. So we are calling on United Nations, World Health Organization, the African Union, and other special blocs across the continent that it's time we have an international pandemic council or pandemic committee that is totally independent of the World Health Organization, that can pinpoint and spot patterns like this where they arise, and then immediately alert member nations to work towards addressing it. So this is not the time to blame anyone. This is the time to work together. And when all these are done, we believe that we should sit down together and review how all this started and how best we can prepare ourselves or build resilient healthcare system, build resilient communication network, to make our things better. So I'll gladly will be happy if you can invite me again on Thursday to shed more light, and I'll be even more happy.
Yes, doctor. You have a Mary contact. Just talk to Mary. She's the one who organized this town hall on Afrique Today. Talk to her. She will prepare the team. She will prepare the question. Talk to her, and we will have another town hall. And thank you for that, Mary. What about you? What do you think about your last word for today's show?
Thank you again. Actually, it's a good show, and we have been receiving a lot of positive impact from the audience and the African community in the diaspora. As I mentioned, that we have a lot of work that we have been doing. Everyone who would like to follow us can go to our Facebook page, Global Emergency Disaster Response Work, and follow our Facebook. We have a lot of educational material that our team is trying, and also from tomorrow we have educational videos that we local language for those who doesn't speak the main language, who doesn't speak the main language. We have a special edition for them with the local languages through YouTube and Facebook. And then I would also like to call all the people who are creative, who have the sense that for entrepreneur, who different kind of skills that they want to come and join us. It's a time for you to come. In the last presentation, with a lot of amazing youth who have done a lot of good work. One of them, he created a ventilator. He based in Africa, Nigeria, and he came with the idea of creating a ventilator to use it in his local community to help the people who are facing COVID-19, because there is a lack of enough ventilators in the area, and also it is more cheaper. So for all those entrepreneurs and those women who are outside there, and you know that we have a lot of people who are in the refugees camp. If any organization or individual has a connection to those people and will be interested to work with us, please contact us and join us. As we say that we call all our head of states and the international community and everyone who is part of the process of who want to be a part of the process of development and transformation to achieve the agenda 23 or 2036 by 63 by the African Union, because it matters for us as youth, and we can achieve it within a shorter time, as my colleague Francis mentioned before. So it's time for us that we are giving our governments all the strategic plans and the thing that we want to see in our future, the institution that we want to build, the hope that we want to use it there. So I'm not going to speak a lot, so I'm going to stop here. So we are building it together, and we are fighting COVID-19. Thank you, Oriane.
Thank you so much, Mary, for that, and thank you for what you're doing for the community. And contact us anytime when you have a new team, and we can just do a live stream for you, for your community, to update all the people related to what's going on now. Francis, what about you? What is your last word? Again, you sound the song, please.
Can hear you.
Yeah, my last word is to just tell everybody and also encourage everybody and also tell everybody, like, this is a wake-up call for everyone across the globe. Well, let me say, most importantly for the youth from 15 to 25 and not from 25 to 35. Like, your voice matters, you understand? What your solution matters. In whatever way you can come in and make a change, do it. Like, don't be afraid of doing something, or like being an introvert instead of being an extrovert, and try to create more solutions and also be a next generation. And the song they sing is the song I encourage my fellow children and out there upcoming artists to do is the name is Don't Panic. You can watch it live on YouTube. It was sung one of these days, and then we released it today. And this song is going everywhere, and everybody is interested in it, like listening to it. And it's a wake-up call, and we can do more. We can do more than that by passing on the message and getting everybody fed and getting everybody aware about the disease, and also the next step. What, like, after the disease, after the end of this pandemic, what next? Like, how can we come together and create more solutions, and how can we come together and make the world, make Africa and the world a bit more better place? Yeah, thank you for having us, and we are so grateful to share our tips and our views about this current situation across the globe, and also the solution we are currently working on and how we can get there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Francis. And thank you, Doctor. And I just want to say it was a very great show today. And like I say, and I had here the Global Emergency Disaster Response Network. And they was with me today. We was talking about the Response African community doing for this coronavirus. I just remind you that this coronavirus do a lot of stuff, you know, and some people doesn't know what to do in this crazy day. You know, Afrique Today is here, and we will have another show tomorrow in French. We will have a show tomorrow, Saturday, at 4 p.m. in French. We will be live with Senegal, and we will understand how the Senegal fight with the coronavirus. It will be tomorrow here on Afrique Today. We will be live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and also all our platforms. Alors, a lot of people next week, don't forget, connect also to Afrique Today. We will have here Will Juando, a lot of political people who will speak about the thing the community can do in this difficult moment. And we will give you also all the resources you need, how to apply for the if you have some financial issues, where to apply. We will give you all those resources. And thank you so much to watch this special show with me. My name is Alain Pierre, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow, don't worry. See you tomorrow, 4 p.m. Saturday on Afrique Today. See you. Bye.